Come on, bro. Seriously, you don't know how to play the intro music? Don't be surprised. You know you can't hear the music. What's good, everybody? It's Touchdowns with Tangents Radio. I'm PD Camarillo.
I'm Kendricks Barry, and I can't hear a damn thing right now.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on with the boards, but we're here, as always, live on the Good News radio station app, Thursday, 8-ish, for your weekly breakdown of NFL news, as well as a couple of tangents. You know, the TDT shows we like to call it. The second T can stand for anything from tangents to therapy to tantrums to whatever the fuck we're in the mood to talk about. But
Telling someone off.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, Kenny, so it was actually a big week for content, and I know last week we spent a lot outside of football, so we definitely got to get to football this week. That said, man, I know you really want to talk about the Kaepernick situation and the breaking news that kind of went down today. So do you want to give the synopsis of that, or should I?
I'll do it. Pretty much, Colin Kaepernick, the courts ruled in his favor that the NFL wanted to dismiss his charges of collusion against them, and the judge said no. So it's pretty much a full-blown trial now. Yeah, so that means we'll actually get a court case, and things are proceeding in Kaepernick's favor at the moment. Obviously, it still has to all unfold, but as currently constructed, things are good. Yeah, I mean, as far as what this just means going forward, I mean, Elway actually made some comments a while back, and he caught flack for it, and he pretty much said off the cuff, like, oh, Kaepernick had his chance to sign on, pretty much like asserting that, yeah, we offered him a contract, he didn't take it, but it was like a completely disrespectful contract, and just, it was like a fake offer that wasn't really an offer.
Yeah, and other than that, there was the whole crowdsourcing that the Baltimore Ravens did, where they basically took a poll and asked their fans, would you like it if we signed Kaepernick or not? And they all said no, majority of them anyways. Other than that, Kaepernick's last workout was with the Seattle Seahawks in 2016. Since then, he hasn't really had any movement on his contract. So, really though, the thing I always bring up is the fact that we haven't heard from Cap. Does he even want to play? I don't think he does. Regardless, this case could be big as far as really unraveling the whole back channeling that happens in the NFL, as well as the racial undertones.
And let's be honest, if you're suing the NFL for collusion, your career is pretty much over.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like there's no point in him to come out and say he wants to play. He's suing for collusion because you colluded so he couldn't play.
That's a good point.
So that very reason, like I was in a similar situation years ago. I know people who've been in situations like that, and family members, people who worked and got hurt on their job. Once you choose to sue an employer or even start considering it, you have to realize that if you do this going forward, there will be actions and repercussions. Like, you may be blackballed. You may not work again in that field. You kind of just have to understand that. And if you realize, okay, financially this isn't really worth it, or you know what, I'd rather just go get on with my life outside of this, people, they make the decisions they're going to make. In this particular case with Kaepernick, it's kind of like he's already put all his cards on the table, almost all his cards on the table. He got Mark Geragos as an attorney. He's not playing around. So we'll see what happens next with these latest developments. It should be interesting.
On a similar off-field note, let's talk about Mychal Kendricks. So, for those of you who don't know, the Cleveland Browns
Shout out to Hard Knocks
middle linebacker was actually cut this week after signing a 1-year, $2.2 million deal. The former Philadelphia Eagle and 2017 NFL champion is a free agent, but there's a big asterisk on that.
Yeah, so or you can lead with this one if you want.
I was actually trying to throw you assist, and you almost caught it, but then you just fucking fumbled it horribly.
I decided, you know what? I'm not going to shoot this time.
That was horrible.
I'm not going to shoot this time. I'm going to pass the ball back.
You, started to roll towards the basket, and then you just stopped.
I was like, you know what? Instead of catch, I'm going to do a double alley-oop, and you're like, no, I don't have the ops. You just pulled a DeAndre Jordan. You're like, no, I don't have the ups to get there.
But yeah,
Mychal. This is why I don't assist. I'm not an assist guy anymore.
Basically, Mychal Kendricks got caught up for insider trading in an incident dating back to 2014. I believe he earned $1.75 million on 4 different
in 6 months
occasions.
He invested $300,000, got $1.2 million back.
Yeah, so basically what Kendricks said in his statement was that he trusted a friend or someone he thought he was a friend. Turned out not to be. He's been cooperating with the authorities and the SEC since. Now, the Browns tell it the whole incident was conveyed to them in free agency differently, meaning that Kendricks was seen as the victim, someone who's exploited in this whole thing, and now after further investigation, it turns out Kendricks is actually one of the people to blame, and he's actually being federally indicted, faces up to $5 million in fines, and I think a 25-year life sentence.
Yeah, he's facing Martha Stewart charges, but he ain't Martha Stewart, so yeah, white collar crimes are like a sin, so. Chances are.
I mean, it could go either way, right? He could get the athlete privilege and only see a few months, or he could not.
Most likely he won't.
I don't know if you could say that because athletes get off pretty easy, too.
He's a black man in America who could.
Oh, here we go again. That's really going to be a drop for you. He's a black man in America.
Yeah, do you really? He's really?
Yeah, but he's also...
Doesn't matter. He's an athlete. Who cares?
He's an athlete and a millionaire.
Jordan's a millionaire. We still talk shit about him.
Yeah.
LeBron, Kobe, name Mike Tyson. Name an athlete who's managed to survive the legal system. Go ahead and name one, and they weren't completely scathed by it. Yeah, and on top of that, it's a white collar crime. You literally committed the ultimate sin in a capitalistic society by coming up on money. By using your inside information. Essentially, you got caught doing something illegal that all these bankers and investors do every day.
No, that's not what it is. That's
what I feel like a lot of people inside trade, and we still hear about it. That's why. Why do all these?
Are you in tune with the stock market now?
Do I need to? Are you going to pretend?
Are you going to pretend that you're tuned into the stock market? I just
know that banks that keep failing keep getting bailed out, which makes no financial sense.
That's a whole different issue and can of worms that you're talking about.
I know, but still, insider trading, stock market.
Basically, Kendricks got word of some acquisitions before they actually happened, so he made an investment before the acquisitions were announced. Therefore, when he had the stock in hand, it instantly went up, and he instantly made a bunch of money. Yeah. So that's
People
basically
do that
what the
all
situation
the time.
is.
They just don't get caught. Did you not see Wolf of Wall Street? Gordon Gekko? Bro.
You're really citing a movie from the 90s as fact.
That's based off
true
events.
This is what you're amounted to now?
That's based off true events.
This is what you're amounted to now?
That's based off something actual true? Bro, people have been stealing
that
the stock market
that wasn't insider trading. That was buying bonds on something horrible happening and the horrible thing happening, and they all cashed out.
Okay. I'm just going to give you an analogy. We both committed a crime, right? We're both in prison, right? You robbed a bank. I killed somebody. Were guns used in both cases?
Sure.
So essentially, we kind of committed almost the same crime. They're connected. It's not the exact same thing, but we used the same type of weapons and force to get what we wanted. Except you robbed somebody. I maybe robbed and or killed somebody. That's what I'm saying. Insider trading, anything involving money and shady dealings and contracts.
I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. You sound like someone who doesn't have a lot of money talking about rich people shit right now, because there's a difference. There's a difference between insider trading and, monitoring the market and knowing analysis and knowing when stuff's going to go down.
Okay, but I'm telling you, people are insider trading all the time. They just don't get caught. You honestly think people... Okay, I'll just give you billionaires, for example.
I'm not saying people don't insider trade.
Amounts of money
there's a
difference.
There's a difference between like
Hedge
rumors. There's a difference between rumors, and there's a difference between like, hey, this is approved and going down, and it's going to happen tomorrow, so you need to do it now. Like, those are completely different things.
I'm not saying... I didn't say rumors isn't certain people, like specific people. I'm saying the act itself is done a lot. It just... This guy got pinched. Think about it. Pyramid schemes. Pyramid schemes happen all the time, right? But people get caught. Bernie Madoff got caught.
What does it have to do with anything? That's a completely different issue, bro.
Because you're choosing to avoid the fact that the act itself that I'm talking about is an everyday occurrence. It just doesn't always get exposed. This isn't like, oh my God, people never insider trade. Really? You honestly think that people only, like, it's so rare for insider trading that like a random football player on a 0-16 team who's a middle linebacker and won a Super Bowl.
But I think,
he got caught.
I think this exactly what you're saying right now is the reason why he got caught, because he didn't even know he was insider trading. He just thought he was sharing information or taking information, and he didn't realize that he was actually insider trading.
So somebody bigger than him?
And that's probably why he cooperated, because he thought he was in the right when really he was in the wrong.
And I bet you the person at the very top of this isn't getting pinched or maybe copied.
Because they're not insider trading.
No, okay. There are people.
It's really not that complicated, bro. He's already admitted he did it. Like, I don't know why you're trying to paint it as in.
I'm not shocked that he's going down or may go down, but I'm also saying it wasn't just him and this by himself. Like, there's other people involved and people who have way more knowledge of the financial markets than he does. That's why certain people get pinched for stuff like this and other people don't. Because they either don't know the rules, they're novices, whatever. But I'm not shocked when I hear stuff like this. And for a professional athlete to get pinched for insider trading, I'm not shocked.
Well, you should be, because this is an unprecedented thing, and it's the first time it's ever happened.
I think this is the most serious case. But athletes get taken for their money. Clinton Portis got taken for his money.
But that's not what we're talking about, bro.
But I'm saying when it comes to
this is the opposite of that.
No. You're not.
This is the opposite of that.
When it comes to financial crimes in general, like, bro, it happens every day. It's just he got caught, and the feds are in his ass now. So that makes it even worse, because it's realistically like, no, you're going down for this. And then there's saying like, oh, well, you know, how much did the Eagles know about this when they traded him? So the Browns are pretty much kind of pissed, because they're like, if you knew this,
I thought they cut him. No, they cut him.
The Browns cut him, but
No, I think the Eagles cut him because he had like an outrageous salary. That's why he signed a 1-year, $2 million deal.
Right. But like, they're saying,
yeah, hold that up.
They got okay, whatever. But now they like talked to the Eagles about him. Apparently, he was going on free agent visits, and when they said there were reports saying that when he first talked to them, the Browns, that this wasn't that serious of an issue. Like, it was going to take care of itself.
Yeah, because
that's what they assumed.
Yeah,
so they were pissed off. They're like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah, and in fact, they're not even commenting on the whole situation anymore. But yeah, so that's enough talking about shit that we don't really know about. Let's talk about your boy Jalen Ramsey, who, as you put it in the rundown, double down on. What did you say? Double down and emptied the clip on the whole entire NFL.
He circled back around the block, reloaded the clip, and then re-emptied it all over the Patriots and Gronkowski and Danny Amendola. Pretty much said Gronk's not that good.
And he brings up a valid point. He said, anytime a corner is on Gronk,
statistically, when they use their,
he has a bad game.
Yeah.
And